What is up, Light Fam? It is David, your spiritual awakening coach, here to help you through your spiritual awakening. One of the best ways to break free from a narcissist is to stop seeking their approval. Now, I know that can sound easier said than done, but once you understand this little mental shift that I'm about to share with you, it definitely makes the process a lot easier. And that is once you understand that the malignant narcissist, and that's what we're talking about. We all have narcissistic traits, but the malignant narcissist, the one with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, is who we're really talking about here. How do you break free from the malignant narcissist? Well, once you understand that NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, is a mental disorder, all of a sudden you stop and realize that you've been chasing your tail, seeking approval from someone who is mentally unhealthy. The opinion of your worth from someone with a mental illness should be completely discredited at that point. And once you really allow that to sink into your understanding, you start to take the narcissist's approval off of a pedestal. So how do you break free from a narcissist? Stop seeking their approval. All of a sudden, their approval is no longer on that pedestal. All of a sudden, their approval is no longer important because it's coming from someone with a mental illness in the first place. Would you ever go to a psychiatric ward and worry about the opinion of someone with a mental illness? Of course not. And this is the shift that you have to make if you're wanting to break free from the narcissist. Now, all of a sudden, when you don't get their approval, you're no longer taking it personally. Oh, there must be something wrong with me. No, that's part of the game. They keep you going in a circle, chasing their approval and purposely never giving you that approval so that you begin to second guess yourself. You begin to lose that self-confidence in your decision-making skills and your ability to make the right decision because they keep you, playing hot potato with their approval, jumping from one foot to the next, and you start to second guess yourself and you don't get that approval and you take it personally. Well, this takes that approval off of a pedestal, and now not getting their approval is no longer a threat to survival. All of a sudden, when their approval comes off of that pedestal, the ego, or more accurately, your unhealed trauma, no longer views not getting the narcissist's approval as a threat to survival. You're not in fight or flight as intensely as you would be if you had that approval up on the pedestal. So by understanding that they're not mentally well in the first place, you are able to not take it personal. You're able to stop judging yourself for not getting their approval. Not giving you their approval is by design. They've set it up that way to keep you second guessing yourself. That's part of the design. Now, I did make a very interesting point there. It's your unhealed trauma that believes not getting approval from the narcissist is a threat to survival. So this is where you're going to want to do shadow work. You need to go back in childhood and see, where were you seeking approval from the narcissist? Maybe you had a narcissistic parent or parents and they never gave you that approval, or they never heard you, they never validated you, they never showed you love. You carry that trauma into your adult relationships, seeking love, validation, and approval from the narcissistic archetype that you never got from your parents. So you go back in childhood, you do the shadow work, and you begin to realize that it was never about your value or your worth. Not getting that parent's approval meant you were not getting the approval from someone who was mentally unhealthy, and they purposely were not giving you their approval so that they could control and manipulate you. And once you start to understand that it's not about you, but it's all about their mental illness, then you can take that approval off of a pedestal. And what I want you guys to really get is, you seeking the narcissist's approval is their food. So how do you starve the narcissist? Stop seeking their approval. And when you heal the trauma that seeks their approval, you become self-approving, self-validating, self-loving. And then all of a sudden, you get to break free from that narcissistic relationship. And then guess what else happens? The universe stops bringing around more narcissistic relationships just under a different name. It's your trauma that seeks validation from that narcissist that keeps bringing the next narcissistic relationship into your life, because your unhealed trauma is attracting it. But once you heal that trauma, healed trauma attracts healed trauma. See, before, unhealed trauma was attracting unhealed trauma. So in other words, that unhealed trauma was causing you to initiate a relationship from a disempowered state because you didn't understand your worth, your own completeness, your own wholeness. You were seeking it from the outside, and emotional manipulators can smell that a mile away. So here they all come. But healed trauma attracts healed trauma. What does this mean? Well, you attract people that have an inner sense of their own wholeness and completeness. They identify as love itself instead of, well, I don't have love, I got to go get love, and love is something outside of me that I got to try. No, they identify as love. So you attract people that are not looking to get something from you. You attract people that are not looking to manipulate to get their needs met. You attract people that are looking to supplement you instead of take from you. And then that's when a real long-term, loving, fulfilling relationship can step into your time frame. But you've got to heal the trauma that attracts the emotional manipulator. So do your shadow work out there, guys. I hope this has helped. I love all of you. See you in the next video. Namaste.